It's not easy being a footballer. You have to make serious sacrifices from a young age, commit yourself fully to your profession, and maintain the physical and mental agility required to compete in the most competitive sport on earth. In return, all you get is millions of pounds and the chance to play football all day. Poor souls. In all seriousness, whilst footballers are obviously very well paid, I've often defended the wages that players of the highest calibre earn. They might seem grotesque to 99% of us who could never dream of earning such outrageous sums, but footballers' wages are just a drop in the ocean in the grand scheme of things, and these are people who give us moments of almost unparalleled joy. It's worth noting that not all top-level footballers are paid fortunes though. Some of them have to get by on as little as £50,000 a week, which is just £2.6 million a year. Alright, I'm joking again, but there were plenty of reports back in 2017 that the average salary for a first-team player in the Premier League had exceeded £50,000 a week. By that logic, the best 11 of players on under that figure ought to be a pretty mediocre one, but I'm not sure that's the case. Here is my best 11 on under £50,000 a week. Goalkeeper, Gianluigi Buffon. Gianluigi Buffon has a reported net worth of $20 million, according to one of those nonsense celebrity net worth websites that just pluck numbers out of thin air. As such, you can probably take that figure with a grain of salt, but there can be no doubt that the 2006 World Cup winner will be a very wealthy man. Buffon has now been a professional footballer for a whopping 25 years, spending all but one of those 25 years in the top flight, and no doubt being very well rewarded for his efforts. Upon his return to Juventus last summer for what one suspects will be his final season in the game, Buffon apparently took a sizable pay cut. Sources suggest Buffon was on more than £100,000 a week at PSG, but dropped down to a salary of under £40,000 a week back in Turin. One of the greatest goalkeepers to have ever lived, Buffon is 41 now, meaning his place in this 11 wasn't guaranteed, but I still think it is more than merited. Right back, Moussa Wagué. Lots of clubs try to prevent their young players from receiving enormous pay packets at particularly young ages, although such efforts appear to be proving futile in a sport where there will be a long list of others happy to sign off on an 18-year-old's lavish wish list. Barcelona fullback Moussa Wagué is only 21, and he's one of a few relatively young players in this 11. Signed from UPenn where he played under Claude Makélélé in 2018, Wagué has already won 18 caps for Senegal, but he's only made 6 appearances in the Barcelona first team. He is said to be the lowest earner in this entire 11, with a salary under £10,000 a week, but the quick and adventurous right-back has the potential to become a regular in Catalonia and to earn a small fortune in the future. Centre-back, Nuklas Sule. The centre of defence is arguably the strongest position in our entire 11, starting with Bayern Munich star Nuklas Sule. A player who seems to have featured a fair bit on this channel recently, Sule is also relatively youthful by centre-back standards at the age of 24. His age is the same as the number of caps that he has now won for the German national team, having established himself as a regular in Joachim Löw's side since 2017. It was in 2017 that he joined Bayern Munich from Hoffenheim, breaking up a long-standing but faltering partnership between Mats Hummels and Jerome Boateng. Sule is now the most assured centre-back at the Allianz Arena, combining strength and fine aerial prowess with awareness and solidity in the tackle. He is still on the same contract, reportedly worth just under £50,000 a week, that he signed upon his arrival in Bavaria, and you can bet that his next one will be far more lucrative. Centre-back, Francesco Totti. Nuklas Sule's partner at centre-back would have been Toby Alderweireld up until the Spurs defender reportedly trebled his paycheck with a new contract last month. In his place is a very strong replacement though, in the form of Italian international Francesco Totti. Lazio are on a tear in Serie A this season, currently up in 3rd place with a game in hand over Juventus and Inter Milan ahead of them. They've conceded just 17 goals in 18 Serie A games, and Francesco Totti has been a key cog in that defensive solidity. The 31-year-old is aging like a fine wine, and he joined Lazio in 2018 following 5 impressive seasons at Sassuolo. Prior to that, the 6'4" centre-back had spent time with both AC Milan and Genoa, and he won more caps for Italy in 2019 than in any previous year. Acerbi reportedly earns just shy of £46,000 a week on a contract set to run until 2023, but the way he's playing, he might just ask for a pay rise before then. Left back, Alex Tellez. Brazil have left backs coming out of their ears, and that's why Alex Tellez has won just 1 cap for the South Americans. For 99% of national teams, Tellez will be the undisputed first choice, and he has been superb over the last 3.5 years at Porto. Formerly of Gremio and Galatasaray, Tellez is quick, excellent on the ball, and a bit of a set-piece specialist. Following consecutive Primera Liga Team of the Season inclusions, I was a bit surprised to see him stay at Porto over the summer, although he is now being linked with a move to Chelsea. Porto are playing a dangerous game since Tellez will only have a year left on his deal with the club come summertime, and he'll be able to times his salary by 3 or 4 times with a move to the Premier League. Central midfield, Fabian. There are more players from Serie A in this 11 than there are from any other league, and Napoli midfielder Fabian is the third, but not yet the final Italian-based inclusion here. Born in the south of Spain, Fabian began his career with Real Betis, earning rave reviews in his final season with the club in 2017-18. Napoli reacted fastest, signing the youngster for €30 million the following summer on a 5-year deal. In the year and a half since, Fabian has continued to impress, even breaking into a fiercely competitive Spanish midfield and winning 6 caps in 2019. He's still only 23 and he's still improving, but he's already a really clever and industrious footballer who can play anywhere from holding to attacking midfield. Fabian's salary is said to be a touch under £46,000 a week, and he has been linked with a £76 million transfer to either Manchester City, Manchester United, Real Madrid or Barcelona. Central midfield, Bruno Fernandes. A man who is capable of dating this video incredibly quickly, and possibly even before it comes out, Bruno Fernandes is currently being very heavily linked with a move to Manchester United. It looks likely that deal will be completed at some stage, and Bruno Fernandes will no doubt be ineligible for this 11 once it is. Portugal has produced some very good midfielders in recent times, and Fernandes is undoubtedly one of them. The 25-year-old is a tireless midfield runner, an excellent crosser of the ball, and a prolific scorer himself. Last season, Fernandes scored a remarkable 31 goals, and he's bagged 15 in 24 so far this season. That's why Sporting value him at £60 million, and it would appear that they have no shortage of suitors for that fee. Central midfield, Piotr Jelinski. We're back in Italy once again to complete our midfield trio, and we do so with Fabian's Napoli teammate, Piotr Jelinski. A Polish international I've discussed in depth on this channel in the past, Jelinski was chased by the likes of Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen as a teenager. He first left Poland in 2011 in a move to Udinese, but he has been with Napoli since 2016. A gifted playmaker and a fine passer of the ball, Jelinski has gone from strength to strength in Naples. Twice previously linked with a move to Liverpool, there are now suggestions Jelinski could reunite with Carlo Ancelotti at Everton, and such a deal would likely be met with a significant pay rise. Right wing, Everton. From Everton the club to Everton the player, Everton the club have somewhat confusingly also been linked with Everton the player in recent times. As things stand, Everton Suarez is a one-club man who has spent his entire career to date with Gremio, where he has been one of the best players in Brazil over the last 3 years. Everton wasn't a teenage superstar, but he's kept on getting better and better during his time in Porto Alegre. At the age of 23, Everton has won 13 caps for Brazil, a national team with no shortage of talent on the flanks. Quick, brilliant on the ball and lethal in front of goal, Everton has excellent movement and he's bagged 19 goals in each of the last 2 seasons. As mentioned, he's currently being linked with the move away from Gremio, and that's a little surprise given his reported salary of just a little over £20,000 a week. Left wing, Dusan Tadic. If Dusan Tadic was 21 instead of 31 and had never played in a top 5 league before, he would be being valued at close to £100 million off the back of his performances last season. In his first season with Ajax, the Serbian made 15 assists and scored 38 goals in 56 appearances as Ajax won a domestic double and reached the semi-finals of the Champions League. It was Ballon d'Or nomination worthy form, and Tadic can consider himself unfortunate to only have finished 20th in Ballon d'Or voting. On those grounds, along with an impressive start to this season, Tadic is well worth a place in this 11. The former Southampton man joined Ajax in a deal worth a little more than £10 million in the summer, reportedly putting pen to paper on a 5-year deal worth £43,000 a week. Ajax now look to have got themselves a bargain, and the creative wide man starts for us on the left flank here. Centre forward, Lautaro Martinez. Of the 3 top scorers in Serie A this season, Ciro Immobile is said to earn more than £76,000 a week, Romelu Lukaku in excess of £188,000 a week, and Cristiano Ronaldo almost £950,000 a week. The 5th top scorer in the division, however, Lautaro Martinez, apparently takes home a slightly more modest £46,000 a week. That means he becomes the 5th and final Serie A player to make this 11, currently enjoying the season of his life. Martinez featured in my video on the 7 most impressive signings of the window in the summer of 2018, given that he had been brilliant at racing and Inter weren't flying high at the time. Following a season settling in, Martinez looks right at home now. He has formed a terrific old-school little and large strike partnership alongside Romelu Lukaku at the San Siro, and he's bagged 15 goals in 24 games so far this season. An explosive and diminutive frontman with superb technique, Inter will have to double Martinez's salary at the very least when he comes to negotiating a new deal. So that would be my personal starting 11 in terms of footballers reportedly earning less than £50,000 a week. If I were to name a bench, as backup to Gianluigi Buffon I would pick Andre Onana, Borussia Mönchengladbach's Matthias Ginter as cover at centre-back, Benfica left-back Alex Grimaldo as deputy full-back, Porto's Danilo Pereira, offering depth and a more defensive option in midfield, Benfica and Portugal duo Hafer and Pizzi, and finally Atalanta and Slovenia star Josip Ilicic, who can play on either flank or through the middle as a centre-forward. In terms of managers reportedly earning less than the required threshold, my choice would be Nuno Espirito Santo, who has been blessed with some very good footballers at Wolves, but has still done a magnificent job in a short amount of time. To recap, my best 11 reportedly earning under £50,000 a week reads like this: Gianluigi Buffon, Moussa Wagué, Nuklas Sule, Francesco Totti, Alex Tellez, Fabian, Bruno Fernandes, Piotr Jelinski, Everton, Dusan Tadic, and Lautaro Martinez, with the bench made up of Andre Onana, Matthias Ginter, Alex Grimaldo, Danilo Pereira, Hafer, Pizzi, and Josip Ilicic, all managed by current Wolverhampton Wanderers boss Nuno Espirito Santo. Thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you found it somewhat interesting. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments along with any future video ideas, and if you did enjoy it, I would be eternally grateful if you were to like the video and subscribe to HITC Sevens.